What if I told you that there is a map to building wealth? That there are predictable steps that you could take right now that could increase your income tenfold regardless of industry. In this video, I'm going to be telling you about the 9 levels of the wealth dynamic spectrum so that you can determine which level you're at and how entrepreneurs that I work with all over the world are creating more income so they can free up more time in their lives. If you find this video helpful and you would like more lessons on how to make entrepreneurship easier, go ahead and subscribe now and hit the notification bell so that you never miss an episode. And leave a comment down below with any questions that may come up. Okay, let's dive in. In 2017, I read a book called The Millionaire Masterplan. Now, I know it's got a super cheesy title, but it promised to teach a step-by-step plan from startup all the way to millionaire that, get this, is based on your personality type. Now, normally I wouldn't have given a book with a title like this a chance, except that it was written by Roger James Hamilton. Now, don't worry if you don't know who Roger Hamilton is, you're not alone. Despite his Western-sounding name, he's actually from Southeast Asia, and he's not super well known here in the United States. He's the creator, though, of a personality system called Wealth Dynamics, a system that had already changed my life by the time I found this book. Now, it's based on the work of Carl Jung and the ancient Chinese philosophy called the I Ching. Wealth Dynamics unveils that there's actually 8 wealth archetypes, giving you the exact path that is ideal for your personality profile. In just 15 minutes after taking the test, you'll finally understand your struggles with work and with money, and you'll clearly see a path forward that's right for you. In fact, if you're like most of the people I know who take the test, you'll know the truth the moment you read it. Now, if you haven't watched it yet already, check out the Wealth Dynamics Explained video I have here on my channel. And if you do know your Wealth Dynamics profile, go ahead and tell us below in the comment section. And if you're already reading the Millionaire Masterplan or you've read it, go ahead and comment the word Masterplan down below as well. Again, Wealth Dynamics had already changed my life. This is why I decided to give the book The Millionaire Masterplan a read. After all, if he's got a plan to go with that path, then why would it not be completely obvious for me to hop on board and learn that? The Millionaire Masterplan lays out that there are 4 basic paths to wealth. These are based on the 4 primary Jungian archetypes, which he calls dynamo, blaze, tempo, and steel. The book explains that while your ideal path to wealth might be the same as Warren Buffett or Bill Gates, you aren't at the same stage of development they are. And that by knowing which state you actually are in, you can immediately get into flow building wealth. Now, after 5 years of working with this system, here's how I define the 9 levels. Level 1, infrared, the victim. When you're in infrared, you're underwater, spending more money than you're making. You have to take on debt or spend savings just to be able to survive. Speaking of surviving, the next level is red, the survivor. You find a way to survive from a job or a series of odd jobs or gigs. You're not going backwards, but you're not really moving forward financially either. The third level is orange, or the worker. Workers, well, work, like all of the time. Gainful employment or self-employment. You have some money left over each month, but life is a bit of a hamster wheel. Next level is yellow, the player. Now, this is the first level of what we call the enterprise prism. The player doesn't need a boss or a book of recurring clients. They bring on a team to stay in flow. But if the player stops, the play stops and the money stops flowing in. The next level is green, or the performer. At green, you've got a thing that works. Okay? You create predictable income connected to market flows by your operating team, the people that are working for you. This removes you from the day-to-day tasks of the business, allowing you to be able to focus on it. The next level is blue, or what we call the conductor. This is the level where you exit. You put executives in place and either sell the company, start another business, a project, a charity, something like this. At this level, your assets are what pay the bills. The next level is indigo. Those CEOs whose companies build enough trust in the marketplace to go public, raising money for massive expansion, elevating the entrepreneur to the first level of the alchemy prism. The next level is violet, or the composer. These are our heads of state, movement makers, billionaire philanthropists. These composers write the music, influencing the rules of the game that the rest of us play. And then finally, we have the ultraviolet legend. Einstein, Gandhi, MLK, Mother Teresa, the Dalai Lama. Money isn't even an object at this level, only impact is. Which, like a legend on a map, their lives imprint our culture with understandings that help the collective navigate life. The book alludes to an ideal plan for your path. but it doesn't tell you what that plan is, which, given the multitude of plans when you start looking at 8 profiles multiplied by 9 levels, it is a book after all, not an encyclopedia. So for me, after my first read, I just felt like I'd caught the scent, right? As clear as my wealth dynamics profile, I could now see my level and my previous levels on the wealth spectrum. I was humbled by it, but I was also really excited. I finally had a map. And so my 5-year experiment with Wealth Spectrum began. I went to Roger's website and I poured over all of his PDFs and courses. I paid to have a monthly call with him back when he used to do that. Hell, Grace and I even partnered with his company, and for a time, we worked for him. I wanted to really get it. I wanted to understand these systems, and I knew that this is the answer that I'd been looking for. But more than that, having spoken on stages and workshops to thousands of people since 2006, I knew exactly what the American business owner was looking for. And when it came to financial success, this was it. I had no doubt about it. Now, I'm not going to lie, it was hard at first. And as it turns out, the system does work. And while you absolutely do get the tools you need to be a successful entrepreneur, there's actually only one way to find out the perfect path for you. You have to find it for yourself. Not only was finding all the pieces and the tools of the system a maze across all of Roger's products, the process of fully understanding and implementing each piece of being able to navigate the emotional hurdles required to push through to the next level made this 5-year experiment one hell of a journey. I started at yellow level, or at least I thought I did. And most of the people I spoke to they thought I was at yellow too. But I wasn't. I was more of an orange level player, kind of in between yellow and orange. Because I was making 6 figures a quarter and had a team with some time freedom, I came out as yellow on a test that I took. So I leaped away from my speaking contract and tried in vain to start a business at yellow level straight out of the gate. And I fell on my face. Ouch. Climbing out of infrared was a bitch. Not only was it hard financially, it was crushing my ego, stressing me out, and I began to manifest health concerns. Now, I always feel for people who are at this level in their life and in their business because I've been there more times than I can count. But I really never thought it was going to happen to me again, especially not after reading the book. But it did, and I learned how to have to climb back out of that by getting back to the basics, how to humble up and come from discipline and duty, how to stay on top of my finances, and make lifestyle sacrifices that I said I would never do again. To be honest, it wasn't even the Millionaire Masterplan or Wealth Dynamics that got me through that one. It was human design, which you can find about more on another video. But let's talk about the wealth spectrum. Moving from red to orange actually required quite a bit of hustle from me, right? Without a whole lot of freedom, but it did work. I actually identified a hole in Roger's team, one that could make him money, and Grace and I began to fill that hole, putting over 3,000 people in events teaching wealth dynamics in the United States. Moving from orange to level took half a year. Then COVID reset us right back down to infrared, just as our events business began to hit 6-figure months. This time though, we climbed a wealth lighthouse before and we knew that we could do it again. And we weren't the only ones who were in this position. Many of our clients at that time were people who had lost their jobs or needed to come up with a new way of doing business themselves. It didn't take long for us to get to red this time, right? With the formulas, the strategies, meditations, templates, and rhythms we'd gathered over the years, it was only a matter of weeks before we were back in red, and a few months later of consistent cash flow, we were back at yellow. Now, as I begin year 6 of this journey, I can look back and say, the Millionaire Masterplan, it changed my life. However, like any good spiritual teaching, most of what you learn comes from applying it in the real world, not just reading a book, which is why my wife Grace and I started ACE, the Academy for Conscious Entrepreneurs. By helping other entrepreneurs climb the wealth lighthouse every week, we continue to learn how each profile interacts with each level, how someone's beliefs about money or their level of self-care actually plays a vital role in their earning capacity. We learn from our clients how to know when someone is really on purpose and living within their values. Being able to identify the holes in their plan or in their team, looking at financial statements, we can now predict a company's future. Not only do we get to change so many people's lives, their words, we're also learning at the speed of dozens of businesses simultaneously. That's my experience with the Millionaire Masterplan book and the Wealth Lighthouse. Like a Zen koan, it gave me the questions I needed to find the answers. And now it's an integral part of my business and my life. And if you've read the book, and as I did, you want someone that can help you climb the Wealth Lighthouse, look no further. That's exactly what we do right here at ACE. When you start working with us, the first thing you do is align your business with your wealth dynamics profile and your wealth spectrum level to maximize your personal flow. Because no one wants an uphill battle for no reason. And once you know how to stay in your flow zone, you're not going to want to have it any other way. Now, if you feel like your business owns you instead of the other way around, and you're ready for consistent cash flow and scaling your time with team, you can actually book an application call on our website at joinace.org/apply. If you want to just keep getting awesome videos like this in your inbox, that's cool too. Make sure you've subscribed and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. Give us a thumbs up in the video if you found it helpful, and consider sharing it with a friend who you think needs this information. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, let us know by commenting the word flow down below. Until next time, remember, keep finding your flow.